Interesting. So Francisella tularensis is a gram-negative bacteria, which means it has a small peptidoglycan layer, and also lipopolysaccharides in it. Okay, and ooh, what is that? Rabbit fever? That's interesting. Emily, I gotta tell you something. This is so fascinating. I just really gotta tell you about this bacteria I've been studying called Francisella tularensis, and it was named after Edward Francis in 1922 to be exact. And it's gram-negative, which means it has a thin peptidoglycan layer, and it also has, let me see now, a lipopolysaccharide. And what's fascinating about this, though, is it's one of the most infectious bacteria, and it can cause ulcerations. To have the layman's terms of it, it's called rabbit fever. That sounds nice, does it? And also, you can have, let's see, a loss of appetite and fever with this.
She's going on again about microbiology. I don't understand why she keeps coming and talking to me about this. I'm getting so annoyed. Like, I just got done with a workout. Do I want to hear about this right now? No, I really don't. I just want to go eat some dinner, eat some yogurt, and live my life.
So Emily, this bacteria I'm about to tell you about, it's called Streptococcus thermophilus. And I'm sure you're thinking it's the bad bacteria because I said Streptococcus. Unlike the bad bacteria that causes strep throat, this bacteria is actually good for you. This bacteria is anaerobic, which means it grows without oxygen. So unlike you and I who need air to survive, or oxygen, especially you when you're working out so hard, Emily, right? So the shape of this bacteria is like little balls or spheres, and is also gram-positive. Now that is something I'm sure you'd like to know about. Gram-positive bacteria means it has a thick membrane. I know you probably think that's a good thing, but it's not. Because the membrane is thick, it can absorb things around it, making it easier to destroy. For example, when you take antibiotics, they kill this good bacteria very easily. A bad bacteria is gram-negative, which makes it harder to kill. So also, this bacteria produces lactic acid when it breaks down pyruvate, which gives it that sour taste in food. This is very important for fermentation, which I'll talk about that in a moment. Lastly, this is also known as a probiotic. After it's consumed, it mixes with the rest of your gut flora. So Emily, the next bacteria I'm going to talk about is Lactobacillus bulgaricus. This bacteria is also anaerobic, which, you remember what that means, Emily. Okay, well, if you don't, it just means it can survive without oxygen. It does not have a flagella, which means it cannot move around. This is also a rod-shaped bacteria, as well as a gram-positive, which you do remember what that means, right? Well, anyways, so if someone is lactose intolerant, this bacteria also makes it possible for them to eat yogurt, as it helps with digestion of dairy products in the gut. So the next bacteria I'm going to talk about is Lactobacillus acidophilus, which basically means, the second word is, it loves to live in acid environments. This is also gram-positive as well as rod-shaped. This bacteria is used to ferment dairy products as well as help treat lactose intolerance along with other digestive diseases. It can also boost the immune system, which is important since you work out so much that might cause your body to run down. And this second to last bacteria I'm going to talk about is Lactobacillus casei. It's also gram-positive, anaerobic, lactic acid producing, rod-shaped bacteria, which do not have flagella to move, so they can't move around. and they are commonly found in the gut tract, fermented food, meats, and even sewage, which is kind of gross, don't you think? So this last bacteria is bifidus bacterium, which, like most of the bacteria I talked about, is gram-positive as well as anaerobic. And this one actually helps keep you regular, which is great, right, Emily? Especially when you work out so much. You want to stay regular. So yeah, so basically after like all those 5 bacteria that I was talking about, the FDA requires that 2 of the 5 actually be in that product, and otherwise it can't be classified as yogurt. And so that yogurt specifically actually has 5 bacteria in it.
It has what in it?
The good bacteria.